48 hours after the story about the video broke, police indeed had started another secret investigation to look into it.
106, line up north, 08. Line up 08.
They would go to astonishing lengths, deploying huge resources to track a single black Range Rover.
Number 308.
Police would tail it for months all across the city. They even tracked it from the air. The journey would take them into some of Toronto's darkest corners, because inside the Range Rover was a man with a history of violence and drugs. Sandro Lisi, who the surveillance would soon reveal had a remarkably close relationship with Toronto's mayor.
Your focus on this wouldn't necessarily be directly with Mayor Rob Ford, it would be the drug dealers. And because Alexander Lisi has the criminal record involving drugs, that to me is where the focus of the investigation should be.
We asked retired detective Mike Davis to help us understand the parts of the investigation police have made public.
What's going on? Is it just busy?
They started monitoring Lisi 1 month after the video story broke, tracking his phone calls, watching him with cameras night and day. Among the places they followed him to was that infamous house at 15 Windsor Drive, and to more than 20 meetings in all kinds of places with the mayor. On several occasions, police watched as packages were left.
37 short final, win 1.
And then there was an evening in July. Security cameras caught some strange comings and goings at this Esso station. The station is just 350 meters from Rob Ford's home, and yet there's the mayor heading to the bathroom. A few minutes later, Lisi is spotted arriving, carrying a manila envelope. He buys something, he looks around, and then still holding the envelope, he passes very close to the passenger side of the mayor's car. 3 minutes later, the mayor is back, gets into his car, and drives away. All pretty suspicious to Mike Davis.
Well, first of all, the behavior of Lisi. I mean, his behavior is typical of a person involved in drugs. That is either trafficking drugs or being he's participating in the drug trafficking business. His behavior it cries out.
But despite that behavior, police do nothing to stop either Lisi or the mayor. They certainly don't get a search warrant.
And who's to say if Ford would ever allow you into the car to search his car? You had no grounds to do that anyways, as far as that goes.
Even though there's published reports accusing him of smoking cocaine, he's associating with known drug dealers, you've had him he and Lisi under surveillance for months at a time with all kinds of suspicious meetings. You don't have grounds at that point to check his car and say, excuse me, Mayor Ford, but we want to know what's in that package?
No, you don't have grounds.
If that was a black kid from some neighborhoods in this city, do you not think that that car would have been searched?
No, you have to have the grounds to do that, or else you're doing something illegally. And people out there can say that the police should have done this, should have done that, should have pulled Mr. Ford over, and they would have seen for sure whether he had drugs or not. Well, you know, that's not the way the police operate. The police operate on evidence, clear evidence, and before they make any move.
But Clay Ruby, longtime defense lawyer and Rob Ford critic, calls that nonsense.
If I watch Lisi do a drop-off to the mayor's car, and the mayor is somewhere else, that's the whole point of the drop-off, to separate the mayor from the drugs, I pick up the phone, I call JP, and I got a telewarrant. 3 minutes later, I'm lawfully in that car, seizing those drugs, taking a sample, putting them back. This is not rocket science.
Police eventually caught Lisi in a sting operation, and after all that costly surveillance, charged him with trafficking marijuana. As for the mayor, he was never even questioned. So why didn't they arrest him?
To me, it is inexplicable. But Chief Blair acts as if it needs no explanation. Like, it was perfectly obvious. Well, why would we arrest the mayor? There was a zillion pieces of evidence going through their hands, and they never picked it up. They just let it slip through their hands.
What would soon become clear is that whatever the concerns about drugs, police were pursuing bigger things too. As part of their investigation, they retrieved all of Lisi's phone records and quickly zeroed in on 3 specific days: May 16th to 18th, immediately before and right after the story of the video broke. The pattern of calls was revealing. Lisi calling Mohammed Siad, the man who had the crack video. Lisi calling 15 Windsor Drive. And in between, 13 times, Lisi on the phone with Mayor Ford. On October 31st, Lisi was arrested and charged again, this time with the more serious offense of extortion, allegedly threatening violence in an effort to get that video. But just hours later, it would all be overshadowed by this stunning announcement.
I have been advised that we are now in possession of a recovered digital video file.
Yes, police finally had it. The crack video the mayor was still insisting didn't exist.